We did it. Did it, man. We won Game of the Year. And notice how I tend to say we when talking about Larian Studios. I think that's really telling about the type of studio that Larian is. When they won, it felt like we, the community, won, and it's very obvious that many people were genuinely excited for Larian and their success. And some people were even saying that watching them win brought them tears of joy. But before I jump into all of the awards that Larian has won during the Game Awards 2023, let me announce the big news that Larian forgot to announce during the Game Awards, that Sven forgot to announce himself, and also Larian didn't really make it that clear in the marketing during the Game Awards. Xbox players, you could finally play Baldur's Gate 3. It literally went live during the Game Awards. That's just something that Larian tends to do. They drop games during their announcements. Yeah, enjoy your runs. I'm so excited for you guys. So Larian ended up winning 6 awards in total, and we'll talk about all of them here in a moment. But I also want to show you when Larian took the stage, so you don't have to go through a ton of footage. Here is Larian Studios winning the biggest award of the year.
And the game of the year is Baldur's Gate 3.
You could see it on his lips. You could tell he was going to pronounce something with a B in it. He only has the top half of his armor. That's hilarious. Yeah, get the team up there. Let's go, man. That's awesome. It's our Larian Studios chat.
I didn't expect it anymore. Thank you so much. A game like Baldur's Gate 3 isn't possible if you don't have an incredible team working on it. And the team at Larian spent their hearts and souls for 6 years on this game, in sometimes very difficult circumstances. This was our COVID game. Along the way, we lost quite a few people also, so we want to dedicate this to all the people we lost, and especially to Jim, our lead cinematic artist, who passed away in the last month. I want to thank over 2,000 people, so sit back and relax. But I also want to thank everybody that supported us throughout this entire effort. Our families, our friends, our partners. You were the best, and without you, we couldn't have done it. Thank you very much. Thank you.
And there you have it. Larian Studios winning the biggest award that a game can probably win from the most popular Game Awards ceremony. Now, if you want to see what some Larian employees were doing that weren't at the awards, check this out. As I have said many times in the past, every time that I have met a Larian Studios developer, employee, whether a director or an intern, everyone was super nice, and more importantly, everyone seemed very passionate about their work, and that clearly shows. Look at Adam Smith, the lead writer of Larian, shedding real tears here, and this man, I'm certain, could have gone on stage with Sven, but he stayed back, probably feeling lots of emotions, very proud of himself, I'm assuming, very proud of the writing team. As you can see, Crystal, the associate lead writer, is right next to him. And some Larian employees were also likely feeling a bit sad during this, as Larian did lose some developers over the course of BG3's development. These games take a while to develop, so a lot happens. So yeah, that's the big award of the year. Getting that out of the way right in the beginning, but we still have plenty of other awards to go over. We don't have speeches for all of them, but a few of them we do. Congrats to Larian Studios. Congrats to the community. Really, I do see a bright future in gaming. Larian has kind of rekindled that flame. And even though every company's not going to be able to do what Larian does, I'm sure companies will strive to be like Larian a little bit more, despite what you might see on Twitter. We'll talk about that some other time. All right, on to the Best Performance Award.
Jeff has given me the okay to say, take as long as you want to, thank everyone who's ever meant anything in your life, and I dare you, I double dare you to try to break my record, 7 minutes, 59 seconds.
I just want to pause it quickly for those of you that didn't watch the Game Awards last year. Kratos here gave an 8-minute speech, and it was insanely long, but it's so funny because he has obviously seen that, and now he's kind of poking fun at himself, which kind of shows you his character. So really a big fan of him, and I thought his speech was great. He also said something earlier on in the show that I don't think Jeff was expecting. Check this out. That's great.
No 8-minute speech like last year, but fun
That's
fact,
great.
my speech was actually longer than this year's Call of Duty campaign.
What? Bro, they're allowed to just do that? Oh my God. Did Jeff know he was going to say that? I love this guy.
Another company I'll never work for.
Oh my God.
I'm here to present the award for best.
My man, that was probably just as unexpected to Jeff as the Bill Clinton rabbi kid who came on stage last year during the Elden Ring speech. Okay, on to what's important. Best performance.
And the award goes to
Neil. Tough competition.
Neil
Oh
Newbach.
my God, let's go. No way. Award number 1. No way.
Hi.
That's amazing.
This is unreal. I just wanted to say, I know I don't have much time. I'll give it a shot. Thank you so very, very much for everybody that voted. Thank my incredible fellow actors and the nominees. Unbelievable talent. To be even considered amongst you is extraordinary, so thank you very much indeed. To Swen, to Larian, to all the writers, to Stephen Rooney, the writer of Astarion, I'm going to forget everybody, to Pitstop, who worked so hard, the directors, my fellow actors, 248 incredible actors that gave it heart and soul. To mi familia, gracias para todos, gracias, solete gracias, y Coco también. And to my agents, I will thank you later. I'm sorry, I'm going to wrap it up apparently. One thing I will say, please, if that's okay, the community has reached out to so many of us at Larian and said they were seen and they were represented by this game when they lost hope, they felt isolated, they felt alone, and this game brought them together and gave them something to push through to help them all. And to you, I want to say thank you so much for seeing us. I appreciate it. You're not alone in this. None of us are. Thank you.
Great speech out of Neil, and of course well-deserved. The entire BG3 VA cast was top tier, in my opinion, so shout out to all of them. And touching back on Neil's speech, BG3 really did bring a lot of people together. I know that for a fact, especially in this community. I know everyone has their own opinions on certain issues, etc., but somehow Larian was able to create a game that almost everyone was able to come together and find joy in. And many of the characters in the game, brought to life by people like Neil, really did give some people something to truly connect with and relate to. Now, on a similar subject to what we just discussed would be the game's writing, but Larian unfortunately did not win Best Narrative. That one went to Alan Wake 2. Now, I haven't played Alan Wake, so I can't really comment on this. A lot of people have given it really, really high praise, though, so I'm happy that it won a few awards. What I can speak on, though, is that BG3's writing, in my opinion, as a Forgotten Realms fan and someone who knows the lore quite well, was phenomenally well done. So bravo to Adam Smith, Crystal, the writing team. I just love the story in this game. The companion stories, all of them are incredible. And it's really a huge step up from Divinity Original Sin 2, Larian's previous game. So Larian is just getting better and better and better. And DOS 2 is actually pretty good in my opinion. Now, another award that Larian didn't win that I was really, really, really hoping for, but I think it's okay that they didn't win it. I mean, none of these awards really are that important, even though I keep saying it's great to win Game of the Year. None of these are really that important. They're just game outlets that vote on things, and then us players have like 10% voting power. But BG3 did not win Best Audio. I can't remember what the award's called. Best Soundtrack, Best Audio, something like that. Final Fantasy won. I gotta say, Final Fantasy soundtrack was pretty crazy. I listened to it the other day because a lot of people were talking about it. definitely tough competition for Bobby Borislav, the composer of BG3. Personally, I'm much more into the classic fantasy type music over JRPG music, so I was really hoping for BG3, and also Bobby is just a phenomenal person, so I was really rooting for him. Of course I'm biased. BG3 had some real standout songs too, like Raphael's House of Hope song that was just so unique, and also the song that you hear when you go to the Temple of Umberlee in Act 3. Some really cool standout songs and some really good ambient camp songs, but they didn't win that one. But I'm giving that award to Bobby right now. So this is the official Wolfheart FPS 2023 Game Award. Soundtrack goes to Bobby! There is actually an award at the Game Awards that's 100% voted on by us, the players. So it's not this weighted thing where you have the media outlets, etc. And that is the Player's Voice Award. And of course, Baldur's Gate 3 won that, probably by a landslide. I would love to see the numbers here. I mean, there's some great games on this list, but the BG3 community, I think, is just so powerful and so strong. And a lot of us are advocating for the success of this game and for people to make games like this more in the future. It's actually quite powerful. So I'd love to see the results of that. But BG3 did take home that award. They also took home the award for Best RPG. This is the only time where you'll see Starfield nominated in the entirety of the Game Awards, which is pretty crazy. I wonder what Bethesda's thinking about all this. I'm also curious as to what Bethesda's sales are for Starfield. Like, how much of a success was it? Because there was a lot of players that were playing it. It'll be interesting to see what Bethesda does from here on out, considering that they were supposedly going to be the biggest game of the year. I mean, it's Bethesda. They're much bigger than Larian Studios, and they only got nominated for one category. Nobody's even talking about them, so that'll be interesting. Of course, I won Content Creator of the Year, the biggest award at the most important, biggest award at the ceremony. Didn't really watch that part, though, because it was going to be a landslide, and I don't want to talk about it too much. You know what I mean? What do you mean I wasn't nominated? But there's 4 more awards to talk about. Let's start with Larian winning Best Community Support. Bravo to Larian. With all the panel from Hells and all of the patches and all the lovely interactions that Larian has with the community. They act like real people on Twitter, and they have funny jokes. They don't act like some corporation that can't speak to, you know, their consumers. And also, any of you guys that participated in early access would see all of the changes that Larian made throughout its development to get to its full release. And Larian answered a lot of the, you know, things that we wanted to be changed or improved by the time that the game came out. So they were clearly listening to the community. And Larian won Best Multiplayer Game, which actually surprised me. I didn't think they would win this one, but I'm actually really happy that they did. And the reason why I was surprised is because you have like some pure multiplayer games on that list. A lot of people view Baldur's Gate 3 as just a single player campaign type of game, but it does have multiplayer, and a lot of people have played it in multiplayer. And I think Larian making the multiplayer so good brought in a ton of people into this genre and into the Forgotten Realms, etc., because they were able to experience this probably a little bit stressful looking CRPG with all these rules and mechanics. They're able to experience that with friends, and then Larian added all these really funny mechanics that you can do with your friends. You can pickpocket your friends, etc. It truly can just be such a phenomenal multiplayer experience for a game that can also just be viewed as almost a single player campaign at the same time. So it's cool that they won that one. And the last award that BG3 was nominated for, I guess we're ending on a loss here. Not really. The last award here that I have to talk about is Best Game Direction, and BG3 lost to Alan Wake 2. Once again, a lot of praise for Alan Wake 2. I'm happy that it won a few awards. I do think BG3 is on a whole different level than most other games that were nominated in general in terms of scope and risk and time spent in the development of the game, which clearly paid off. But I'm happy for Alan Wake 2. BG3 won Game of the Year, which is the big one, and that's our Larian. I should also note that Remedy Entertainment, the company behind Alan Wake 2, posted some kind words to Larian Studios. So a lot of friendly competition there. I'm so curious how Todd Howard is feeling, because he was in the audience there. I want to know what's going through his head. We'll see what Bethesda has in store for us in the future. But congratulations to Larian Studios. Congratulations to the Baldur's Gate 3 community. Thank you all so much. I'm going to do a channel update video here sometime towards the end of December to kind of let you guys know my plan for next year and beyond, now that BG3 not really dying down because now we're winning Game Awards and it's out on Xbox. But generally speaking, BG3 content's going to be kind of going down like this. There's only so much you can talk about, but I'll figure out a plan for the future. Of course, I'm going to be covering Larian Studios' next game. I can't wait till we get that announcement. Maybe next year or maybe the following year we'll get the announcement trailer. I don't know. Catch you all on the next one.